My dearest Sarah, you know I've loved you since the moment we met. You once promised you'd marry me.
Yes.
Te amo et pro te amore meo.
Step right up, folks. Don't be shy. DJ Sugarbeer, reaching for the sky. You're locked into WDRA YouTube Radio, where the drama is bold. Get ready for a story, finely told. Tonight, we're kicking off an epic tale called Love-Honor-Betrayal. It's a saga of secrets, second chances, and consequences that echo through the years. Buckle up, Buttercup, 'cause this ain't your grandma's bedtime story. Here's the lowdown from the last episode. Mark, at the airport and conflicted, decided to stay in North Shore, canceling the sale of his house and accepting a law firm partnership, all for Sarah. He then surprised her with a romantic date, leading to a heartfelt proposal by the pier where he asked her to marry him, and she joyfully accepted. Tonight's episode, Love-Honor-Betrayal, Part 4. Kiss the Bride, September 2015. Alright, enough talk. Get ready to press play on Destiny. Let's get it.
The next chapter of our story unfolds on Monday, September 7th, 2015, as Sarah sat in the small waiting room outside the Justice of Peace's office, her hands clasped nervously in her lap. A sudden knock echoed on the door.
Come in.
The door opened, and Captain Chauncey Miller, attorney at law, walked in, followed by his assistant, who was carrying a video camera that was currently recording.
Ms. Hernandez, good morning. I apologize for the intrusion and the recording, but I need to speak with you briefly before the ceremony. I'm Mark's attorney.
His attorney. What's this about?
Chauncey's assistant positioned the camera to clearly capture Sarah and Chauncey.
Ms. Hernandez, my client, Colonel Jones, had a prenuptial agreement drafted and sent to you by courier. Did you receive that document?
Yes, I did.
Did Colonel Jones or anyone else force you or put pressure on you in any way to sign that agreement? Were you under any duress whatsoever regarding this document?
Well, no one pressured me.
Did you sign this document of your own free will?
Yes, I did.
Do you have the agreement with you?
Yes, I already had it notarized.
Chauncey took the agreement and quickly reviewed it.
Excellent. Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. My assistant will keep this on record, and she will email you a copy for your records. Congratulations on your upcoming marriage.
He and his assistant then quietly exited the waiting room. A moment later, Sarah and Mark stood before the Justice of the Peace.
We wanted to keep it simple.
Just the two of us.
Mark, coming back into your life has been like rediscovering a part of myself I thought was lost. You are my past, my present, and the only future I can ever imagine. I promise to be your constant, your partner, and your truest friend, through all the laughter and the tears.
Sarah, you are the anchor to my life. You've shown me what truly matters, and loving you feels like coming home. I promise to cherish your heart, to stand by your side always, and to build a life with you filled with unwavering love and devotion.
Mark, do you take Sarah to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
He then slipped a sparkling 2-carat diamond ring onto Sarah's finger.
Sarah, do you take Mark to be your lawfully wedded husband?
Do. Yes, I do.
Then by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Mark then took Sarah into his arms for a long, tender kiss. Later that evening, as Sarah slept peacefully beside him, Mark lay awake, staring at the ceiling. The word wife still felt new, yet right. He pictured a small hand in his, a child laughing in the house. It was a future he had always envisioned, but one his sense of propriety had kept at bay until now. Marriage first, then family. That was the natural order, a stark contrast to the messy, unpredictable emotions that had defined his youth. His phone buzzed on the nightstand. Mark answered, his voice low.
Yes, Tom Franklin? Right. Master Sergeant Braddock. Wants to meet already? Okay, tomorrow morning works. I'll be there.
Hanging up, he turned to Sarah, who had stirred.
That was Tom. He and Jeremy, the architect, want to go over the renovation plans tomorrow. Jeremy is the architect doing the drawings.
I'd like to come with you if that's all right.
Of course, honey. I'd like that.
The next morning, they sat in Master Sergeant Jeremy Braddock's modern office, surrounded by blueprints and material samples. Jeremy, a sharp-dressed man with a military bearing, greeted Mark warmly. Mark returned the salute. Jeremy then turned to Sarah with a polite nod. He extended a hand.
It's nice to meet you, Sarah.
You too, Mr. Braddock.
As they discussed floor plans and design aesthetics, Mark steered the conversation towards the barn on his property.
Jeremy, in addition to the house, I also need plans drawn up for the barn. The Catholic church down the street needs to rent it for their bingo nights and offices.
What are their specific needs?
They'll need 2 large offices for medium-sized offices and 4 smaller ones, and a large hall for the bingo games. It'll need a good PA system for announcements.
Okay, and what about access and parking?
They'll need a dedicated driveway leading to the barn, separate from a house, and a paved parking lot with painted lines for parking spaces.
As they discussed floor plans and design aesthetics, Corporal Tom Franklin, the contractor, leaning back in his chair with a knowing smirk, cleared his throat.
So, Jeremy and I were just reminiscing the other day about the old Illusions Club downtown. Remember that place, Sergeant Braddock?
Jeremy's jaw tightened almost imperceptibly before he responded coolly.
It's been a while, Corporal.
Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday. You know, they had this one dancer. Wildest one I ever saw. Called herself Seraphina. Could do things with a pole you wouldn't believe. Kept us all entertained, that one.
Mark's eyes narrowed, his military training kicking in. He turned to Corporal Tom Franklin, his voice dangerously low.
Corporal Franklin, no locker room talk. Show some respect for my wife, or I'll fire your gas, and you'll be out of here faster than a scalded dog.
The air in the room crackled with tension. Jeremy's eyes flickered between Mark and Tom, a silent acknowledgement of Mark's authority. Corporal Tom Franklin's smirk vanished, replaced by a look of sheepishness.
Right then, Colonel. Let's get back to these barn plans.
On the drive home, Sarah turned to Mark, a thoughtful expression on her face.
Honey, I couldn't help but notice. Jeremy and Tom both seem to be former military, right?
Mark nodded, keeping his eyes on the road.
Yeah, they are. Good guys.
It just seems like a lot of the people you've mentioned or who are helping with things, they have a military background. Is there a reason for that?
Mark glanced at her briefly, a small smile playing on his lips.
Well, the military is like a big fraternity, you know? I spent 25 years in that life. So most people I know are military or military adjacent. I use military guys, and a lot of my clients are military. I guess you can say we keep in the family.
All right, you just heard it all go down. Drama in North Shore Town. Drama radio ain't drama-free. Now let's break it down. Today, in Kiss the Bride September 2015, Mark and Sarah arrived at the Justice of the Peace's office. Before the ceremony, Mark's attorney, Chauncey Miller, confirmed Sarah had signed a prenuptial agreement of her own free will. Mark and Sarah then exchanged heartfelt vows and were married. Later, as Mark made plans for renovating his new home and barn, he introduced Sarah to his contractor, Corporal Tom Franklin. Tom then made an inappropriate comment about a stripper named Seraphina at a club called Illusions. This sparked a tense moment as Mark sharply rebuked Tom, leaving Sarah visibly uncomfortable, as she recognized Tom as Terrible Tom from her past as a stripper. The episode ended with Sarah realizing most of Mark's associates have military backgrounds, a fact Mark confirmed, stating he keeps his network in the family. I'm back on air, clocking out a hair. Your main man, Sugar Beer, loud and clear. Keep those notifications on, it won't be long. We'll be back. It's gonna be a rage, another drama page. Peace.